Welcome to Beauty Buzz Recap Episode 2. And girl, we definitely have so much to touch on. But before I do, in case you haven't seen episode number 1, we are incorporating a Beauty Buzz recap once a week here on the channel. In these podcast style type of videos, we will be touching on all things beauty that have happened within the past week. We're talking product flops, new products launching, beauty drama, tips and tricks that I've been using and testing out behind the scenes, what works, what doesn't. It's just me chatting up with my YouTube family, literally me and you sitting across from one another on the couch. Okay, mija, let's dive on in. So we're gonna start off with our video recap. This is where I'm gonna share any videos that I released last week in the event that you missed any of them. We are busy bees, and at the end of the day, there's no way I can expect that you are gonna jump and watch every single video. And sometimes you want to, but you just can't. And that's totally fine, but I wanna remind you just in case you missed a few. Our very first Beauty Buzz recap episode is live on the channel. We emphasized product launches, beauty flops, a trick that I will show you how I actually do it on this video, and some drama with Glamzilla. I also released a PR haul in which I shared how it is that I ended up getting the PR that I get right now. The ice cream beauty box review for February is live. That baby got here super late, but I made sure I got on it. My Ipsy PR for the month came in. So the BoxyCharm by Ipsy for March, as well as the Glam Bag, is already live on the channel. It was like a 2-in-1. I gave you a full-on review on that. And then I also did the BoxyCharm by Ipsy try-on for March. Last but not least, I shared my March choices, like all the options that I had for March and what I ended up curating my box with and add-ons and stuff like that. And I know you're watching this video right now, Nana, don't worry about it. These videos will be linked in the description box for you. So in the event that you missed any of them, you can just kind of click and navigate straight to the video and check it out. Okay, let's talk new beauty products. So there's 3 that I really wanted to talk about, but there are 2 that I'm just kind of like, what? Okay, so Danessa Myricks is releasing a new groundwork palette. This one's gonna be called the Blooming Romance palette, and it's because it's all pinky hues. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful looking like color story. And you guys can kind of see I have a mess. That's like my palette situation. Cam plays around in there and does her own little Tetris thing. But I do have the neutral groundwork palette. This palette could be used all over the face, on the eyes, on the cheeks, to conceal the whole 9, on the lips, everything. I'm obsessed with it. It is absolutely stunning. The formula is beautiful. It is long wear. It is not going to crease. It is like a putty. It's so weird. Uber pigmented, blendable, just pure perfection. And you would think, well, it's a putty. When you apply it on the eye, is it going to look chunky, dry? Like, how is it going to look? I've seen this palette used on different age ranges, and oh my God, it just looks stunning. So I cannot wait to see the Blooming Romance palette. I'm hoping I end up snagging it. Let's see what happens. But here's the thing. They were able to achieve such a creamy putty that you're able to even apply on the eye, and it looks stunning. You see this? It just glides and it looks beautiful. It looks creamy. You would think it's a powder, but it's not. And then on the flip side, we have Huda Beauty, who is releasing their creamy palette. To be clear, I don't know if they just released it or it's going to be released, but el punto here is, okay, the point is, I thought the color story was pretty. I thought it was genius. I think it's different for them considering they've pretty much done it all with their palettes, right? So their little palettes, like the compact ones, they have the ruby one, the green one, the yellow one, the orange one, the smoky one. Quite literally have every single color story you can think of in a small compact palette that you can carry in your bag and go. I think it's innovative. I think it's different. And then you have other people trying to dupe it, right? Pero here's the bigger issue that I find. I saw the creamy palette. It was like different. They flipped it and now it's more creams than anything. So I think it's great. The only problem is when I really, really looked at the visuals of the content that they were putting up, I don't like the way the creams look on the eyes. It looks dry and it makes the eye look like the lid space look kind of crepey and crinkly, and these people don't have age on them like that. So if this cream is making their lids look like that, could you imagine us? Like, I'm closer to 40 every day. And, like, I know my demographic of viewers are 30s and up, mostly. Like, I'm gonna say like 90%. If this formula is doing this to this girl's eye. And she's a younger individual. I don't know. And I thought, okay, maybe, just maybe, it's just this individual's eyelids, they just look that way. Maybe they're extra wrinkly, which it happens. Okay, but no, here's another situation. And from afar, I noticed it, but I am a stickler when it comes to eyeshadow formulas, a blend. Like, I want my blend to look blended. I want it to look seamless. To me, if you're displaying eyeshadow, it needs to be airbrushed, almost like your skin naturally looks like that and you have nothing on there except we know there's color, like that kind of thing. And I noticed it from afar and I decided to zoom it in, and at that point you can really see it. I feel like a lot of brands are gonna try to spin it from like regular eyeshadow powder formulas and try to create like their own cream putty version like Danessa Myricks did, except Danessa Myricks did their thing and knocked it out of the park, and I feel like Huda Beauty's may not necessarily meet the mark. This is what they're using to advertise. I don't like the way it looks on the eyes. This is personal opinion though. I am curious to see what other people are going to say about it. Are they gonna like it? Maybe they're gonna blend it better, even though I don't know, because it's Huda Beauty, they have professionals, so I don't understand why it still looks like that. I don't know, it bothers me. It bothers me that they're using ads and it looks chunky and crepey on the eye, and I just feel like if it looks like that on certain people, then it's not gonna look amazing on everyone, so should we buy it? It turned me off completely. So at this point, the creamy palette, I just don't see myself buying it just because of that. Moving on to tips and tricks. The one where I told you guys that wearing a blush under the eye to color correct and then applying concealer would do the most. You guys were like raving over, oh, you need to try it, you need to try it. I want you guys to update me in the comments and let me know whether or not I actually tried it and how you liked it. However, I am gonna show you exactly how I do it here on screen. I filmed some B-roll for you guys. I know you guys wanted to see how I actually did the whole melt blush as a color corrector. All you really need to do is one swirl and a swipe. That's all you need. I'll take that finger, no additional product, I'm done with her, and I am going to pat the color in place. I'll grab a concealer. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to use the Il Makiage one with a really bad curse word in her. And I'm gonna tap my concealer right over that. You can do a swipe if you wanted to. And then I am going to grab a powder puff. Yeah, I know. You can use a sponge if you have it. Mine are all dirty. And you get quite the most beautiful blend with a powder puff. So here we go. So already there's like a drastic, there's literally nothing here other than eye cream. And then there's a drastic difference. And then I'll grab my setting powder. I'm actually gonna use this lavender one by Ofra, which is launching this week, which is great because you guys should totally try it out. I'll just grab a little bit of my powder and apply. To set. There you go. You removed the blue from under the eye. Here's another trick for color correction that people are sharing over on TikTok, and I'm gonna tell you, don't do it. I tried it so that you didn't have to, and just don't do it, okay? So it's been the rave recently all over TikTok that color correcting does not require a color corrector, which is ridiculous because then it defeats the purpose of calling it color correcting. Pero anyway, whatever. The trick on TikTok apparently is using 2 concealers and a powder. They're saying you go in with a lighter concealer, like a much lighter concealer under the eye to brighten, kind of balance it out, but then to go in with a concealer that's your very same shade to bring the tone back down and then apply a powder to set that. I did that. I will never, ever do that again. So what people don't understand is if you have blue hues under the eye, it kind of looks gray, right? That's why it looks dark. When you go super light, it creates a gray cast under the eye. So even when you go in with your very same shade, you're just balancing out that light concealer with your shade, but you're still going brighter. And if you want to hide that, that's just not, you have to counter the blue from under the eye. That's the only way to do it. Applied it, I don't know, it was about 11, and by 3 o'clock, I go to our backyard, right? We were just looking at the palm trees and my husband's having a drink. He served me a drink. I had my eyeglasses on and this man was like halfway through his drink. He leans in, because he was talking to me, leans in and looks at my face and goes, "Did you do something different?" And I was like, "Yes, why?" He goes, okay, something under the eye, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm trying something different. He goes, don't do it again. I said, why? Mind you, I haven't looked at myself in the mirror or anything. I just like popped it on and moved on about my day. And he goes, whatever you did, he says, it looks wrinkly and dry, crepey or cakey. He goes, it looks bad, like it's creased on you and it looks bad. It's weighing your eyes down. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And so when I looked, he was right. I went and I removed my makeup as soon as I could. But when I came back, he says, I thought the drink was kicking in. I thought I was seeing things. Your makeup never looks like that. So I was like, it's probably the drink. But no, I honestly thought that was like one of the funniest situations when it came to makeup and my husband noticing something odd. Because that very rarely happens. This man thought it was the drink kicking in. It was so funny. I think if that's gonna work, it's gonna work for someone that doesn't have darkness under the eyes, someone that is much younger, that still has that baby type thin skin under the eye. But for those of us who are getting those hollows, once you hit 35 and up, it starts to get a little hollow. You get a little more blue because hormonal, you get a little more red. That's just not gonna work for you. Don't do it, okay? Don't feel like you have to do everything that people are saying is trending just to like fit in, because it doesn't work for everyone. Ofra and Jess Lenny have released a collab. It launched today. I have it on my face. I'll show you guys the primer real quick. I haven't released the shorts, but if you follow me on Instagram, you will see a reels already, and then I did another one with today's makeup look. I have zero highlighter. This Radiance is the primer, mija, okay? So first off, they released a finishing powder. This is the Lavender Days finishing powder. It has a little bit of a lavender hue. So it's not your straight up like pink, yellow, or like even translucent, but it's such a light lavender. It's gonna be universal. It works for everyone. You are meant to quickly dust your brush over it and then glide that over your skin. It is going to give you this kind of like blurred perfection, smooth skin. It's very pretty. I also applied this under the eye to set my concealer. It's brightening, it smooths, it makes it look like you don't have any pores. And that is something that we all want. It's great for concealing those areas where you're like, oh, my pores are like enlarged. I loved this too because for whatever reason, I've gotten a little oily, I think hormonally, I'm going through something, clearly. And this just makes the skin, and I'm tan, okay? I'm tan olive. Y mira, it looks like I have nothing on the skin, especially here. It just brightens and balances and looks pretty. You don't have to build it up, but if you wanted to build it up to get that brightening effect, I would use a powder puff, which is what I did. This is freaking fantastic. Then along with that powder, she also released the Glow and Grip Primer. So this is what the packaging is going to look like. What is it? A squeeze tube. But this primer is a grip primer and it has little luminous particles to it. So think of like the Ofra lip gloss and how you can't see or feel the shimmers, but they're there and it looks stunning. They applied that onto this gripping primer. This primer will make your foundation look amazing. It has the gripping properties that we all have been enjoying. It feels somewhat hydrating on the skin and it adds that radiance. So you can totally skip on highlighter if you want to. And I will link Ofra in the description box for you guys, as well as my discount code, just in case you wanted to snag her collab. Let's talk steals and deals, because no matter how much I love buying new makeup, I need to snag the best deal possible. Ulta announced their semi-annual beauty event. Now they posted it over on Instagram and it says, it's new and it's fire. 21 days of beauty got a glow up. So they're kind of changing it up. It says, introducing the semi-annual beauty event. Beauty steals at 50% off in every category, every single day. Wallet-friendly hair care pairs and more newness than ever before. So it sounds to me, I'm not 100% sure, but you know how they would do like the 21 days of beauty? They would do 21 days of beauty and every day they would release a few new items at 50% off. It sounds to me like it'll be 21 days of beauty, but these items, it won't be like a limited amount of items or anything like that. I think it's just gonna be like, for 21 days, you'll be able to access all of these items, these 21 days at 50% off. That's what it sounds like. I'm waiting for more detail, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. But that is not all Sephora has released. Their Sephora savings event dates, as well as like the discounts that you can get. So I have it here, and it says it's gonna run from April 5th through the 15th, so 10 days worth of deals. This is gonna be the spring sales event. Sephora collection product will be 30% off throughout the entire event. As always, Rouge will receive first access and will receive 20% off their orders. VIB will get 15% off, and insiders will only get 10. But that's kind of like the usual, you know what I mean? But that's important, so make sure you mark your calendars, April 5th through the 15th. I've been a long time subscriber of Jen Love, and I find that her channel is just inspirational and educational, and I love how she has her way of still being honest and giving proper feedback. It's just amazing that she's officially made it to 300,000 subscribers on her YouTube journey. She's worked so hard and she really deserves this. So congratulations, Jen. I am so happy for you. You guys make sure you go visit Jen and say hello. I will link her channel in the description box below. I am also going to add the link to one of her most recent videos because this is something that's happening in the beauty industry that I think is really important. I'm not gonna sit here and claim something that's not. I don't have the full detail on everything and how things are going to work. If I'm fair, I did watch Jen's full-on live chat where she spoke about the changes. It says, new FDA rules might bury indie brands. That's the title of her video. You'll find it in the description box below link. The long and short of it is that there are gonna be new regulations in terms of eyeshadows, specifically product that you can use around the eye. Brands are going to have to report every single ingredient being used, which means that product like eyeshadows that are meant to be used around the eye, specifically eyeshadows, I believe, I may be wrong, will have to undergo testing and have to get approved and all of that. And so this means things are going to change for a lot of brands, including indie brands, because it can get a little costly. I'm working on something and I've been informed of this already, but I don't have the full details. So if you want all details on that, like the gist, Jen does an amazing job at breaking it down, having a one-on-one conversation with you. She's done the research and she's gonna provide you with all the details that you would need to know in order to kind of understand what's going on. In terms of drama, things have died down a little bit. Like I feel like drama channels are like trying to find different ways to still create content. Realistically speaking, there's nothing really new going on. The only names that keep popping up no matter what, and it's not real drama, it's just people disagreeing with opinions, are going to be Mikayla and Glamzilla. Okay, granted, Mikayla typically has some sort of drama, but I also think that depending on the situation, people will spin it. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and defend any influencer because I am not them. I don't know them personally. I don't really know what's going on. But I will say, people keep ragging on Mikayla and Glamzilla. Funny enough, they're actually friends. But I think at this point in their career, it's just so easy for people to come up with things to say. There will be people that are gonna overly scrutinize every single video, every single word, every single outfit, find something to say that's negative, and then people will jump on the bandwagon. Again, I'm not that defending them because there are situations that have nothing to do with anything, whether, you know, why did you get weight loss surgery but you're eating XYZ? How does that affect anyone? That's what I'm saying, where people are just gonna talk to talk. And then there are situations where it's kind of like they brought it upon themselves. So for instance, Glamzilla is 100% in the right to have her very own opinion, but it's also how she goes about it. We talked about it in episode number 1 of the Beauty Was Recap, where she did her review on the e.l.f. Pout Clouts. She was pretty aggressive with the product. She was already familiar with the Tarte version of these, and she explained her reaction to them. So if they're supposed to be similar, why would you go in and be super aggressive? She was negative from the beginning. She did start off pretty biased, at least that's how it felt. And so she got negative backlash on that video. And just like she had her opinion, people had theirs and they disagreed with her. To that, I wanted to show you guys my glasses because my eyeglasses have been topic of conversation and or kind of took over the comment section within that video. I've shown these glasses before, and I think there's another pair that you guys were obsessed with. I'll give you guys a close-up. So they are like these clear frames, but on the side you have like bedazzled, and it's not actual like little rhinestones or anything. It kind of looks like a little shimmer. Anyway, so that's what she's gonna look like. You guys were obsessed with the glasses like the other day, but I do have a full-on review on these glasses. They are from Vooglam. Most of the glasses you see here on the channel, if not all of them, the ones that are also like rainbow cat eye, those are from Vooglam too. So I'll go ahead and I'll link the video where I show you guys the review, and the glasses should be linked there if they're still in stock. You can get them without prescription, but you can also get them with prescription. So if you know your prescription information, all you need to do is kind of like pop that in there, and they're really affordable. So, you know, I wasn't trying to like gatekeep or anything. It's just so many people asking for the glasses. I was like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and share the glasses like a little more close up and tell you where I got them from. But they'll be linked, the video will be linked down below, and it's Vooglam. Now we can move over and I'll just like share 2 comments that I screenshotted. I wanted to kind of like answer here on camera. So this is from Judge Fry 2008. Can you please do your choice and add-ons in a live video, even if short? While everyone is picking and can see if they have the same choices, you think they are the best brands. You think they're the best brands. So we can try them at your price point as well. So here's the dealio with that. For whatever reason, there are times that people can go in at different times. There's times that I can go in at 12. Other times, like my choices aren't curated until 1 o'clock. There's times that I can do it at 8 or 9. So it's really going to depend. And then also realistically speaking, going live means I would have to announce it with time, and people work and all of that. And although I get it and I would love to do that, it depends. Because sometimes I'm doing my selections while I'm in the car at a red light, because it just worked out that, you know, my options were available while I was doing like school drop off. You know what I mean? So it really, really depends. But it's something to kind of, I guess, consider and entertain for the future. Kathy Mestas 3986, who says, Jari, I just found your channel last week. Welcome. You are incredible to watch, and you know how to keep me interested. Well, that makes me feel happy, because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm going down a rabbit hole again. People are gonna get tired of me. You really help make the process understandable. Thank you for what you do. You're welcome. No, but thank you. And you guys, like, I read the comments. My carpal tunnel and my ADHD doesn't let me sit and just, I read the comments, and that's why I love being able to talk to you guys and grabbing, you know, whatever comments I can and like respond to those. I was one of those people that would talk to the camera and hoped someone would comment, and it took a minute. So now that I have people who converse with me and share with me, I think it's freaking fantastic, and I love it. And I love that I have friends from all over the world. It is time we do the channel member shoutouts. Now, in the Beauty Buzz recap, we do it a little differently. We actually take some time to shout out every single channel member, because you guys are amazing. If you're not a channel member, all you really need to do is hit the join button below any of my videos to join channel memberships, and in doing so, you'll unlock exclusive perks. All right, I scrolled all the way to the bottom. We have Jamie, Elise, Jolanda, Miss Hardy Girl, Amy, Mitch, Julie, Kim, Lipstick Queen, Sunshine, Dawn, Lita, Natasha, Beth, Cindy, Caroline, Andrea, Miss Kiki, Sharon, Mom 2LM, Kit Kat, Misconduct, Jessica, Jeanette, Lee, Lady, Tracy, Katie, Northern Beauty Gal, Chrissy, Cynthia, Trisha, Lisa, Becky, Heather, Crystal, Crystalline, Sandy, Hillary, Christina, Jeanette, Doreen. Oh my, this channel membership just continues to keep growing. I'm not mad at it. I freaking love you guys. You guys are amazing. Jen, Jersey Girl, Jessica, you guys are phenomenal. You don't have to support the channel, but you choose to do so, and it makes me really happy. And I appreciate you guys understand that this is a one-woman show. And I do the best that I can while taking care of my kids, my family as a whole. Like, I am one with multiple hats, and you guys see it and acknowledge it and still support, and I cannot appreciate you guys anymore. Like, it's insane. Now, before I go anywhere, I want to remind you guys that a giveaway is open and will close in the next like almost 24 hours. So you might want to go check that out. Remember, the link to that video will be in the description box below. Now, YouTube is going to go ahead and recommend a video based on your watch history. I will recommend another video filled with beauty content I think you are really going to enjoy. So I hope you consider checking it out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.